So to evaluate Karen and her speech searching, Tim.
If you're going to do hot yoga, keep it cool. Karen, thanks for that timely warning. One thing great was about your speech, Karen, is very personal. Did you notice this? VJ, it was a very personal experience of what you had going. That's really great, because personal experiences hold people in. And it really helps them a lot to understand what's going on. What's going on with you? It's about you and what you're doing. And the other thing is that you had a little bit of a question there. A question about what's going on, a question for the audience. Questions pull the audience in too. If you're giving a speech, questions can help get people involved and get people thinking about your speech. And finally, Karen, you had a story. Now, stories need to be seen, known, and heard. So if you're doing a story, make sure your stories are seen, known, and heard. That is, you can see what the characters look like. You kind of understand the background. They're known and they're heard. You get the dialogue. In this particular speech, don't think things were really seen. That's a common mistake, one I made quite often in starting out speaking. When you're telling a story, make sure you can see the characters. Maybe describe something visually. You look at something emotional. So maybe a blonde Karen woman, or a blonde woman with strong opinions, or whatever it is. Something that gets a picture in the audience's head can really help. Now, thoughts for development. One of the most important things you do in your speech is the opening. You have 30 seconds to capture people's attention. If you don't do that, then people pretty much write off things. And unfortunately, one of the less interesting openings is a string of words with no connection between them. You know, big, large, small, tall, short, big, fat, volleyball, basketball. So it doesn't go anywhere. There's no drive to it. There's nothing really that happens there. So if you're given this whole long string of things, people are thinking, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm just tuning in. So something to think might capture people's attention. That means ask the question at the beginning. And ask a you-focused question. Actually, this happened at the conference. Frank Valentine gave an example. How many of you? How many of you implies a number? Just have you ever done basketball? Have you ever done baseball? Have you ever done snowshoe hiking? Have you ever done foosball? Have you ever done tennis? And you just keep on going down. Have you ever addressed for the whole audience? That way, instead of a string of things, you get that connection. You get people pulled in. You get those questions all the way down the line. And then, next thing, the final thing, the thing that I didn't do when I was speaking, and it really hurt a lot. Now I do, and hopefully it creates that connection you want to create. And that is step out of your story. People get so involved in the story, very fine and happy, you get so involved in your story, you forget about the audience. Just step out of your story. So you're just saying, instead of saying, I had this experience, say, have you ever tried a lot of things and thought none of them was for you? Well, that happened to me. If you've ever had that experience, just continually step out of the story, connecting with the audience. I'll tell you one thing I definitely learned about this speech, Karen, is that sometimes with hot yoga, not so hot.